Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. My name is Mustafa Ahmed. So today I want to share something I found very interesting, and I think it was a coincidence kind of thing. So if you look at the creation of NATO, right, it was created in 1948, right, as well as Pakistan in 1947 and Israel in 1948. So it's very interesting how all these three players in the globe right now have been created roughly around the same time, right? And very interesting, Pakistan, according to Muhammad Qasim's dream, was created because it was a supplication that the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam used to make, constantly asking Allah, in the end of times, when Islam is very weak, can I have a nation called coming forth called La ilaha illallah, and I want my Islam to spread from it. So that is very interesting because the creator of Pakistan, the one who really pushed for creating Pakistan, was a man called Muhammad Ali Junda, right? So this man, Muhammad Ali Junda, also had a dream where he saw Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, and the Prophet alayhi salam told him to go lead the Muslim in and out of India and create a section for them, which is now modern day Pakistan, which I found very interesting because the origins of Pakistan itself have a divine coming to it. It's very interesting too that you also see that Allah, well, the Jewish people state that Israel, after 2,000 years where they didn't have a home state, have finally established a state. They call it a miracle. We call it theft because they stole the land of the Palestinian people, right? They forced their way into it. No, it didn't just happen. Unlike Pakistan, where the majority of the people came and they asked for it, and that state was divided, they forcefully put themselves in there. And according to another dream, Muhammad Qasim said that the third temple is being built currently right now, and a lot of people are unaware of that. Um, and it's actually interesting because a lot of Christian people are aware of it. And he said once the third temple has finally been completed, there's going to be a lot of destruction in the Middle East. So this is what they're waiting for. They're waiting for the third temple to be established. And when I was doing my research on it, I found something interesting where they said, according to the Israelites, say that the third temple cannot fully be established unless they have a red heifer, right? So I'm like, I didn't know what does that mean, a red heifer? So pretty much this is a red calf, a calf that is strictly red, has very specific features, a cow that has very specific features, right? And it's interesting because a lot of Christian people actually in the US are breeding, trying to breed many cows that have these specific features. They're breeding them in Israel and they're breeding them in the US, right? And according to the biblical prophecies, when I was researching it, they said once the red heifer has come and the red heifer has been slaughtered, right? Because there was a lot of sacrifices, um, then they could establish the third temple. And the Christians want to push this because the reason they want to establish the third temple because they know that the descent of Isa alayhi salam, the descent of Jesus, is going to come right after, right? So the Christian people are waiting for it. It's very interesting because the Muslim people are also waiting for the descent of Isa alayhi salam. And there are a lot of signs and minor signs that have been fulfilled. And we as Muslims know that once the Mahdi has come, then the descent of Isa will come right after, right? And after the Dajjal comes out. So it's very interesting how the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims have very similar, but yet they're minor differences, right? And these differences make all the difference because according to the Jews, they did not accept Jesus as their Messiah and they rejected Jesus. And by rejecting Jesus, their true Messiah, right? They are still waiting for their Messiah. They're still waiting for their Savior, who, according to the Yehud, the Messiah has to come and spread the religion of Allah or the religion of God to them all over the world, right? And that has not been established with Isa alayhi salam. And the Christians believe that in the coming of Jesus, right? And the Christians and like every other prophet told their people that there is going to come somebody called the Antichrist, right? Or the Dajjal in Arabic, who is going to come and cause, or who's going to be the biggest trial and tribulation to humankind, period. Almost everybody who encounters him will accept him as first the prophet and the Messiah, and eventually as God. So, with that being said, it's one of the minor signs too that most people don't even know what Dajjal is. No, most people don't even know what the Antichrist is. So the Yahud are waiting for their savior. The Christians are waiting for the descent of Isa alayhi salam, as well as the Muslims are waiting for the descent of Isa alayhi salam, right? However, the Christians, especially the evangelical Christians, which I'm living in the U.S., most of them are evangelical Christians, at least who have power. They are pushing for the creation of Israel. They're pushing for the state of Israel so they can have their Messiah to come down. And by having their Messiah come down, having the Antichrist being revealed and the third temple being built, then Isa alayhi salam can descend. And the Muslims have the same thing, but we do not force that. We do not want to be forced that, because that's a time of great trial and tribulation that's going to happen upon the people. And as the Prophet said that the final hour, right, will not come unless on the worst of people. So that begs the question: are we amongst the worst of people nowadays? So Allah Alam. But with that being said, I just want to share the coincidence that the state of NATO, the state of Israel, and the state of Pakistan were all created around roughly the same time. And now, almost about a century later, it is building up to a tension, to a boiling point in which a lot of things are going to happen, you know. And that, I'm not only saying this, but almost every analytical geopolitician is saying that there is going to be another World War III going to happen, right? And this World War III, or we call Armageddon, or the Great Malhama, the Great War, is going to come and destroy many, many things. And after that, then potentially all these possible, um, one after another, trials and tribulations of the jail, of the descent of Isa, of the Mahdi are going to start coming. So keep forward up and just pay attention. Start paying attention to what's going on around you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.